Mr. Monk's Last Case, a Monk movie should only happen if one important condition is met after how satisfying its ending was. Despite its title, Mr. Monk's Last Case, a Monk movie's ending left the door open for Adrian to return in new adventures. Whether Monk 2 will happen remains to be seen, but the fact is that Adrian is now working as a consultant again. Much of Mr. Monk's Last Case was about how the COVID-19 pandemic impacted Adrian's mental health. Adrian had regressed a lot since the end of Monk, and he was now at a very low point in his life. Fortunately, Monk found the strength he needed to solve a very personal case. While Mr. Monk's Last Case's cast brought back a lot of familiar faces, one major character was missing and must return if a sequel happens. Monk 2 should only happen if it brings Sharona back. Sharona was not in Mr. Monk's Last Case. Although there would be a lot of things to be excited about Monk 2, the biggest thing the sequel could do would be to bring Bitty Schramm's Sharona back. Schramm exited the series at the end of Season 3, after which Sharona was written out of the show. Adrian's assistant was replaced with Trailer Howard's Natalie Teeger, who remained on the show until its end and returned for the movie. Natalie was a perfect replacement for Sharona and built a legacy of her own, but Mr. Monk's first assistant's absence from later seasons and the film was felt nonetheless. Sharona made quite the impact during the time she was Adrian's assistant, having become a fan-favorite character despite appearing way less than names like Randy, Leland, and Natalie. Considering Mr. Monk's Last Case was the perfect opportunity to get the cast of Monk back together, the fact that Sharona was not part of it was disappointing. As fun as it would be to have another Monk movie featuring a new case, Sharona's return is arguably the only thing that would make a sequel worth it after Mr. Monk's Last Case's perfect ending. Why Sharona was not in Mr. Monk's Last Case, a Monk movie. Bitty Schramm last played Sharona in Monk Season 8. A custom image featuring Adrian Monk, Tony Shalhoub, and Sharona Fleming, Bitty Schramm. During an interview with EW, Monk creator Andy Breckman, who also wrote Mr. Monk's Last Case, a Monk movie, explained that they had to be a little selective regarding which characters and storylines to include in the movie. No other reason was given as to why Bitty Schramm did not return as Sharona for the Monk movie. Although Schramm left Monk after Season 3, she reprised her role as Sharona in Season 8, Episode 10, Mr. Monk and Sharona. The fact that Sharona was in Monk's penultimate season made many hopeful she was going to be in the film too. While Sharona is not in Mr. Monk's Last Case, a Monk movie, the film acknowledges her character a couple of times. As teased in the final seasons of Monk, Randy and Sharona became a couple and eventually got married. Mr. Monk's Last Case, a Monk movie reveals that Sharona's son, Benji, had just had a child. This is why Sharona could not be at the wedding, she had to help take care of her grandson. Not seeing Sharona in the Monk movie was disappointing, but at least the film offered some fun updates about her and Randy's life.